Credibility, promoting media literacy. Oh, the way to go. Oh, the way to go. ComWeek, for creativity, reciprocity, for effectivity.
And I have the honor to yield the floor first to Sister Dr. Flourish Adetong Osho.
Thank you, Father Aino. All protocol duly observed. My intervention as a response to Father Kinwale's paper is titled Artificial Intelligence and the Mission of the Church. The mission of the Church, simply put, is the proclamation of the gospel. And since it is proclamation, it means it's dissemination of the good news, sharing of the good news. It has to be spread. And that's what we term also as evangelization. And we know that the church cannot do without media, since her mission is to disseminate the good news. And the media offers the greatest and most efficient platform for mission to take place, for mission to be carried out. Because it's a platform where we meet more people today, and particularly the youth are found on this platform. Therefore, the church will have to engage this tool in order to carry out the mission entrusted to her. The society we live in today, as we heard, is highly digitalized, and it's getting more and more immersed in it by the day. So the role of media in the evangelizing mission of the church is an effort to reach different people at different places and at the same time. So the progress the church has made in this area so far is commendable. Now, as the culture of our global village becomes increasingly digitalized, our missionary mandate calls us to enter into the digital culture. And digital evangelization has opened up so many avenues for people to encounter the good news. There is no doubt that the new media technologies offer an opportunity to reach out to the world more easily because it facilitates connecting different communities, different churches, and different worlds, and this can lead to collaboration among churches. AI, as we have heard, is a technology, and this technology is fast transforming the world. It is also transforming the church, and a life and a mission cannot be left out of this transformation. So it is a tool that will enable people to rethink and make progress on the way the mission is to be carried out. But I must tell you that AI has its advantages and disadvantages for the mission of the church. And the advantages to begin with are very numerous. And I've heard Father Akinwale mention some, all the other people that spoke this morning, beginning from communication outreach to streamlined, enhanced worship to streamlined administrative tasks. As many as the advantages are, they are there to kind of bolster evangelization, the mission of the church. So AI, help with making the work of the pastors of the church easier, reaching out to so many people at a very fast time. So AI can truly revolutionize the way the church carries out its work in the modern world. But as many as the advantages are, it also has disadvantages, and this is where people are raising concerns about the disadvantages that is found in the use of AI. Because an over-reliance of AI for spiritual guidance could actually eliminate totally established avenue, for genuine personal interaction among people. The relationship between the priest and the community is one of the most important aspects, part of religion. That is, the priest or the pastor has contact with his people, and I mean physical contact as the case is right now. So AI can possibly reduce the human and sensitive interactions that are crucial for spiritual direction and pastoral care. People have better experience when they have physical contact, of this physical experience of the pastor, of the priest. Because religion is not something of the brain. It's, has to do also with the mind, with the heart, emotions as well. So because of that, we can't just depend completely on AI and then turn our back on physical means of evangelization. This technology is already altering the world, as I said, and many people have embraced it, especially the youth. But I'm aware that there are still so many Christians who are very slow in embracing AI because of the question as to whether AI is inimical or is evil, is of evil origin, or is dangerous to the faith, whether the church will subscribe to it. So many people are very slow in embracing it. But I think we should not be afraid of embracing this, because the church is not opposed to technology. In fact, the second document of the Vatican II that was released by Vatican II, Inter Verifica, actually speaks on, the promotion of the engagement of technology in the church. So the church must be innovative. So AI is not evil, it is not inimical, neither is it dangerous. So since it is technology, I think Christians should consider the use of it in a very responsible way and to use it in a very ethical manner. AI is compatible, I would say, to the Christian faith. And for those who are afraid, who are very slow in embracing it, we know it involves so many risks. But we don't, because it involves some risk, we stay away from AI. But I think what we should do is that the church should come into it, and the church should look for a way to kind of try to eliminate the concerns, the ethical concerns that makes people to be slow and to be afraid and, to be against the use of this technology. Because if you look at what Evangelii Nisiande says in number 25, it describes evangelization as a bringing of the good news into the strata, into the situation of the human person. And the digital world is where many people are found at this moment. So new evangelization must therefore be new in order, new in methods and in expression. So the mission is one and unchanging, but is found in unchanging circumstances. Therefore, the mission cannot stay out of this, cannot be, stereotyped to a particular manner. The mission in the world today is no longer limited only to territories, but also it must reach people wherever they are found. So the mission must be directed to people wherever you find them. And the youth, as we know, most of them are found in the digital spaces. Therefore, we must evangelize through the social media. The world is moving forward. The church cannot stay behind. The church will need to move, as the world is moving forward. So the new planet we are called to travel and to evangelize today is the social media. So the people we want to evangelize are in that media, so we go there to meet them. But I must say that AI on its own, or technology on its own, is neutral. It's the implementation by people that is very important, because people could use it negatively, could use it to exploit other people, could use it to other harm. And I think that is where the church should focus attention. So considering the prospects of AI, ongoing dialogue and research must be a priority in order to address the influence of AI in the Catholic Church. It will be important to strike a balance between embracing the benefits of AI, the technology, and preserving the core values and traditions of the Catholic faith. So this may involve carefully evaluating each proposed use of AI and developing guidelines and best practices for AI adoption that prioritize ethical decision making, respect for human dignity, and the promotion of the common good. Thank you.
I wish to stand on the already established protocols by thanking the erudite professor for bringing us to a certain level of awareness about AI and the circumstances of our lives today. My assignment is to talk from the perspective of Catholic social teachings and AI, human promotion and development. We would like to remind us that the high water point of Christian anthropology is the fact that we are human persons. And these human persons have been made in the image and likeness of God. And they are not means to any end. They are ends in themselves. They have rights that are not being conferred by the state, but the rights conferred by God himself and therefore inalienable. And when we look at it from that angle, it aligns with the position of the professor on AI and development. Every form of human development, from the perspective of Catholic social teachings, from the tradition, any form of human development that does not serve the interest, the general well-being of the human person cannot be said to be authentic. Therefore, every form of development that serves the common interest of humanity is to be encouraged, facilitated, and promoted. And that makes a sharp distinction between the destructive technology, whereby, for example, a state wants to build roads, railways, pipe-borne water, airport, stadium, and all that, beautifying the city. Beautiful, but for whom? If the destructive technology we apply do not serve the interest of the common good and that of the individual member of society, then it is not worth it. Such that all efforts, and that's also the effort of government and the effort of civil bodies and organizations, and also what science also intends to do, it is intended to serve humanity. Because man is the apex of all creation and is the center of development. Therefore, any form of AI that does not serve that is not worth promoting. It is also very true that today we cannot avoid the impact of technology and the presence of innovative technology. In fact, it is desired. Because the positive aspect of AI gives us the capacity to do more things than we were able to do before. It expands our human intelligence and capacitates us for greater work with precision. So it has, by its nature, very, very advantageous. You can see the impact of computer and all that in our systems. How precise and all that, how efficient, the exactitude and all that. It's also a result of human intelligence. Now that's also where I feel that the professors also has some right, because the machines of themselves have no capacity for such introspection, for such expansion, for such innovations. They are all products of human intelligence. And that is why such innovations should serve the well-being of man. Having said that, there are also caveats. You visit a family, you want to interact with a family, you come into their parlor, the first thing they do is to put a television for you. Ask yourself, what is the essence of that? I've come that we interact among ourselves. But they want to show you they have a television in the parlor. Maybe you sort of hear the news. You go into a restaurant with a friend to eat good afternoon meal. Before the meal comes, everybody's on his phone, interacting with unknown friends. But you deliberately went out with your friend to eat and to talk with one another. That is a danger. The social dimension of our human sociality is being compromised. A story is told of a sick man in the hospital. For 3 months, he has always been with his phone. Nobody visited him. This is a research done by the former Surgeon General of the American government, McCarthy, who was to tell us that human sociality is an antidote to several sicknesses. That loneliness in itself is sickness. And the experiment was so made that this man, for 3 months in the hospital, he had no visitor. And he wasn't getting better in spite of the medications. And by the other side is a woman who has been visited by several visitors, from friends, family members, and all that. He had hardly any time to rest. Reports had it that this woman was recovering faster than the doctors could imagine because of the human element, because of the sociality, because of the social connection between the sick and the healthy. And that is what our AI cannot provide. And that is also what is important for us, in as much as we applaud the relevance, the importance of AI in the mathematization processes, in precision, in accounting and economy. We must not forget the social dimensions. We are human beings, social entities, made for one another, made for relationship, and made for growth. And that is what we must guard against, that we pay attention to the want, to the human want, not to be glued always and everywhere on our phones and on messages, as if you do not even respond to them, the world collapses. You'll be in the church, the preaching is going on. Somebody read the text messages or going to answer a call, without which the world will not go on. Or you can even see a priest celebrating Mass and has his phone on the altar and has the temptation to answer a call even while at Mass. Guy, I'm at Mass, or till after Mass. That's an abuse of AI. It mustn't be the case, because the world will not break until the end of that Mass if you don't answer that call. And so when we applaud the need for these innovations, we must pay attention to the centrality of the human person made in the image and likeness of God. That AI should serve totally and completely for the individual good and the good of the community. Thank you.
Community, connectivity, compatibility, promoting media literacy.